Text: This film depicts disturbing events and trauma experienced by Indigenous peoples in Canada that may trigger strong negative thoughts or feelings. A listing of support services can be found at the end of the film and on the Unforgotten website. Created by Build Films and Networked Health, with funding and support from Canadian Medical Association. Homes on the shoreline of a glistening lake. Blackbirds fly over simple residential structures. Text: Childhood. A young Indigenous boy carries two large logs.
I was born and raised in Fort Chipewyan, Alberta. I'm of the Chipewyan tribe.
Animation.
And at a very young age of 7.5 years old, I caught tuberculosis. And in the classroom, I was coughing up blood on my desk. The nuns decided to send me to Edmonton. We caught a little aircraft, a small bush plane, and the morning after, I was accompanied to the railroad station. And they used to call the train the Muskeg Express, because a lot of that track was built on muskeg. I arrived in Edmonton, and a grey nun, I'm assuming she was from the Charles Camsell Indian Hospital. She met me there and took me to the hospital. And about 2 days later, I got surgery, and they removed the upper lobe of my right lung. And after the surgery, I was walking around visiting, and like a young lad that I was, curious about life and everything else. They took it upon themselves, the staff, I don't know who or what, that they should take my pajama bottoms off to prevent me from walking around and going to visiting and everything else. I still used to go running around bare butt and visiting. And one day they came and they said, we're going to put some casts on you. They didn't tell me why or what for. They put a cast just below my knee to just above my ankle on both legs. And they put a bar across about 6 inches apart that prevented me from walking. And that's what I was put in this little room, approximately 10 by 10. There was no window. There's the end of the hallway. I was just like a prisoner, no word of a lie, just the way I was treated. And in order for me to go to the toilet, I had to go hop in such a manner like a penguin to go to the bathroom. And on a few occasions, there was an orderly, and he'd get me into the bathroom, and he sodomized me.
In a dark room, the boy looks upward.
I didn't have any schooling there at all. I had no visitors whatsoever in the 2.5 years I was there. Loneliness come upon me many, many different times. And one day out of the blue, they said, we're sending you home. One of the biggest joys in my life is leaving that hospital and going home. In this whole life that I experienced, you will not see any tears in my eyes, for I quit crying a long, long time ago.
He wears a small carved bird on a necklace.
There comes a point where now, in my lifetime, I'm compelled to tell my story. My name is Sonny James McDonald. And I want the world out there to know exactly what happened.
Sepia-toned photo of a 3-level building. Text, Sonny McDonald spent 2.5 years at the Charles Camsell Indian Hospital. A photo depicts medical staff with young Indigenous boys. Text, the Charles Camsell Indian Hospital was one of 29 racially segregated Indian hospitals in Canada. It closed in 1996. Canadian law made it a crime for Indigenous people to refuse admission to hospital. Photo of McDonald. Text, on April 20, 2021, Sonny McDonald passed away at home with his family by his side, a shiny white wood-carved crane. Text, Sonny McDonald was a renowned carver who enjoyed spending time with his 3 children, 7 grandchildren, great-grandson and Helen, his wife of 55 years. Credits, executive producer Ewan Affleck, director Christopher Peatgow, created, and written by Ewan Affleck, Christopher Peatgow, Chloe Ross Rogerson, Stephen Gladue, Adam Gualtieri, producers Christopher Peatgow, Chloe Ross Rogerson, creative directors Stephen Gladue, Jennifer Podemski, music director Leela Gilday, director of photography Christopher Peatgow, animator Stephen Gladue, editor Adam Gualtieri. Production manager Chloe Ross Rogerson, senior project advisor Lika LaFontaine, featuring Sonny McDonald, knowledge holders and subject matter experts, Alika LaFontaine, Aluki Kotirk, Marie Wilson, film title, The Unforgotten, courtesy of ISQ. Special thanks, Canadian Medical Association team, Helen McDonald and family, Karen Blondon Hall, Janelle Bruneau, Dana Francie, Lauren McGuinness, transcripts, Rev.com, translations, Edgar.ca, Elizabeth Biscay, stills and stock footage Provincial Archives of Alberta. Music written and performed by David George Leach, Stephen Cockfee and Michael Grand Game Bay. All rights reserved. Used by permission. If this film has triggered strong negative thoughts or feelings, you can find support at the Hope for Wellness line, 1-855-242-3310, the Residential School Crisis line, 1-866-925-4419, the Crisis Services of Canada, 1-833-456-4566. A Build, Films, and Networked Health production. Copyright 2021 Canadian Medical Association. Logo, Build.